Okay, hey everyone, welcome back to a bonus episode of The Field Between. My name is Ahmed,
I'm Yasmin.
and we're back immediately after recording the last episode because we have been derelict in our duties of dropping every week.
Ahmed is using my deep love of questions to motivate me.
Yeah, so I thought we'd do just like a short bonus thing. I've got some kind of Dear Prudence questions lined up. We'll try to take like 20 minutes. I forgot to say, actually, on the last episode, I wanted to add a tag onto the cyclospora thing that you brought up. I'd had a bunch of articles actually queued up for maybe a different episode about Curtis Yarvin, who's kind of this tech philosopher guy whose ideas are very popular among everyone who's in the Trump administration right now. He's pioneered such interesting ideas as democracy is bad. We should have a monarchy, and maybe like black people aren't capable of higher thought. So like really cool ideas. But in my course of prepping for that, this other guy came up who his name is.
Obviously not good ideas. It's weird.
Oh yeah, bad ideas.
I just learned about him today for the first time.
Curtis Yarvin?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. We're sharing one mic, so you probably didn't hear that, but say that again.
I was saying it's weird that our algorithms are converging. I just learned about this very terrible man for the first time today.
And why was that? What were you looking at?
This guy I follow on Substack was making fun of apparently this Curtis Yarvin uploaded to Substack like a 3-hour conversation he had with ChatGPT.
Oh. Did you read any of the conversation, or do you remember any of it?
No, I didn't read any of it. I was just reading about this journalist making fun of it.
Got it. Okay. So apparently there's like a new book out by this guy named Gil Duran called The Nerd Reich, which is kind of talking about all these people who are pioneering this new right weird thought or whatever, these plutocrats mostly in San Francisco. So there's a guy here that he talks about in the book, a San Franciscan named Balaji Srinivasan. He's a activist intellectual behind some of the grandiose scheming. Came onto the author's radar as a man behind an attempt to take over the San Francisco school system. And this guy, it turns out, is like a intellectual disciple of Curtis Yarvin, but he's actually been planning kind of like a tech commune out in Malaysia. He got kicked out of Malaysia because it turns out that he was hiring allowing a bunch of Israelis into his incubator, and Malaysia does not allow entry of Israelis to the country. And they were using like a secondary passport to get into the country. But anyway, one of the things that these guys have been making explicit is the fact that companies should just leave the US and they shouldn't be part of any sort of like national project anymore.
It should be beyond the nation state.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's no longer like a nation state project, and they just want to take their capital elsewhere. And at some point, we've been saying that the US is just a bunch of tech companies in a trench coat. And I feel like they're actually saying it now. And they're like, yeah, actually it's good. And we're just going to hire our own private police. And he envisions a world in which they he talks about creating a force of gray shirts in San Francisco of people who wear like a gray uniform, and then they see each other on the street and you start to notice each other, and then you start to build up a thing, and then maybe the gray shirts then start to pull together resources, and then they buy off the police departments essentially. And then once they have the police departments, then they can kind of like start to break rules and do whatever they want.
I feel like that's already happening. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, the police don't equally go after everyone. Tech fascists are the worst fascists because they're also nerds.
Yeah, they're annoying. So I guess all that to say, If we see anyone wearing a gray shirt in San Francisco, it's on site.
Yes, we will immediately take our wrath out on them.
All right. Oh,
I was going to say also, it's kind of funny because I feel like I keep on yearning for the end of the nation state, but it'd be really sad if this was what was next. It's just like we're all ruled by companies.
yeah, I'm sorry to say this is probably what's next.
I feel like you lured me in with cute, sexy questions, and then you brought me sad tech news.
Yeah. Okay, first question. You ready?
Yeah.
I had a great date with a promising man. Then I found the things he'd written online. Wait, where's the question? Oh. I went on a date with a beautiful man from an app. He was up for sex right away, which was tempting and flattering, but I wanted to wait a little. Mostly because I've been ghosted after hooking up with someone before and wanted to make sure he wanted more. I would have insisted on condoms unless we became exclusive, but we never really got to that point. He took it well, gave me a social so we could talk. Then I found something he wrote about being bisexual and never using condoms, even when just hooking up with new people. None of this was in his profile, and he never mentioned it. Being bi would not be a problem. Okay, so it's not biphobia. But being that laid back about STIs would. Should I say anything to him about this or just ghost? Signed, sad, stupid girl. Thoughts? Skip this question?
No, I mean, I don't have strong thoughts, honestly. I feel like, so wait. Basically, he says he doesn't use protection, and he's bragging about this openly. I think that when you...
That's a weird post to make. Yeah, I guess she said she saw it in a social media post, and he was writing about not using condoms and just hooking up with people.
I guess, like, I don't judge that, but I don't think it's super compatible with my own lifestyle to talk about things like that so publicly. Like, so I would think for other reasons maybe we wouldn't be compatible. Just like that kind of like sort of interfacing with the world is not really my style, and I have a hard time picturing myself being with a partner who talks that openly, like in a serious way. But I don't know. Never say never. Basically, I think when you are starting to be exclusive with a new sexual partner, you should both get tested.
But what should this woman do? Should she bring up the thing that she saw on his social media profile?
What, that he doesn't use condoms with other partners?
Yeah.
No, I think that's weird.
She shouldn't bring it up?
Not like in the early days. I would just insist on using a condom and then get tested. I mean, what is there to bring up?
You gotta wait till I point the mic in your face.
What is there to bring up?
That she saw the post and she's like, dude, what the hell?
What the hell to what? To the fact that he's had multiple partners, or the fact that he's bragging about not using protection?
I don't know. I guess both. It just seems like a weird thing to post. I guess, yeah, maybe. Okay. All right. We'll keep.
What's your take?
My take is that actually that's a good point. I don't know. I feel like it's maybe, I guess, irrelevant, and you should just be like, if you're worried about it and you still want to sleep with the person, ask them to get tested if you're worried about it. Sounds like biphobia now that you mention it.
And use protection in the meantime. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Help. My ex-husband is incapable of feeling a basic human emotion. I still think we could make it work. Okay, Dear Prudence, my ex-husband and I have been on and off again for 14 years. Jesus Christ. I was always the one to break up with him. Ugh. Not vice versa. In the past, he has done some pretty bad things, including using me, stealing from me, and generally being an asshole. These are all very nebulous, vague allegations, but okay. We reconnected 18 months ago. Then 6 months ago, we both started taking psychiatric medications that changed our lives.
Oh, that's nice.
He's unable to feel empathy, but otherwise he is a loving and giving partner. I know that sounds contradictory, but it's the truth. My question is this: is it possible to have a successful relationship with somebody who cannot feel empathy, but who tries and listens and basically waits on me hand and foot? Well, I'm not going to marry him again. I don't want to be fooling myself into believing we have something real if that's not possible. Signed, sociopath lover.
I don't know, girl. I feel like 14 years is long enough to know if it ain't working, it ain't working. move on. I just think that's really sad to keep on going back to the same person repeatedly. I don't know. I mean, also, I feel like if you genuinely thought that your partner wasn't able, it sounds like what she actually means maybe is he can't express empathy. If you thought he didn't feel empathy, then you would think he was a psychopath, and I assume you wouldn't want to be with him. I mean, someone not being able to express empathy in ways that are legible to you is still really frustrating, but I feel like those are two different issues.
Yeah. Also, if you're constantly the one breaking up with him for 14 years and you keep trying the same thing and it's not working, sometimes you too are the problem.
100%. This is like, none of your friends can tell you this because they know he sucks, but also it's like at a certain point,
you just keep choosing the wrong thing for yourself, and you're culpable in that as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Anything else? All right. I caught my sister's fiance in a compromising position 2 months before their wedding. I'm considering keeping that to myself. Dear Prudence, this question seems like it has a simple answer, but bear with me. I think it's more complicated than it seems. I caught my sister's fiance cheating on her 2 months before their wedding. Do I tell her or not? Thing is, I love my sister to bits, but she makes bad romantic decisions at an Olympic level. Her fiance has cheated on her before, left her, stolen money, come back, wrecked her credit, wrecked her car every time she says she's through with him, and every time she takes him right back. So I'm kind of torn. Do I spill the beans because sis deserves the chance to ditch this guy before tying herself to him irrevocably? Or do I hold my peace, since experience demonstrate it will cause a lot of distress but not actually change anything? This is a fucking mess. Same thing as before. If she keeps choosing it for herself, that's bad. But I'm interested in your take on if a close friend or someone is marrying or someone in your family is marrying the complete wrong person for them. How far should you go to stop that thing? Like, or do you then kind of excommunicate the person if they're introducing someone bad into the family?
Oh, you never excommunicate the person because you need to be there for them when it falls apart, and because that's where your loyalty is, you know.
But what if they just keep choosing over and over?
I mean, there are worse flaws. I mean, some people kill people, you know. It's not like, I mean, unless they're bringing someone around who's like dangerous, like it's sad, but it's not something I would cut someone out for, you know. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say because thankfully I haven't been in that position. But I think certainly one of the only things I would tell my sisters especially is if I saw someone cheating. Like 100% I would say that. Like some things are more nebulous, but if I know that they're in a monogamous relationship, I would absolutely say something. Also, I feel like this could kind of come back to bite you. Like one day he could be like, your sister saw it and she thought it wasn't a big deal. Like, yeah, I would definitely say something.
Yeah, I guess I would have liked more detail about how she caught them, what was going on.
Yeah, I mean,
did he see her catch him?
I mean, yeah.
Gotta wait until I point the mic in your face.
I'm guessing it was explicit. I have gotten feedback before that like partners of mine were perceived to be flirty when I wasn't there, which I found like hurtful. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dish.
And that's it. That's the extent of it. But like,
what did you do?
I brought it up. Yeah, with them. But I actually defended them. I like did both. I defended them to the friend, and then I got angry at them privately.
But was it like a true thing?
I think it was gray. Yeah.
That's what they told you? They said it's gray?
No, that's my understanding. I wasn't there, obviously, but my understanding is that it was not a conduct I would have been comfortable with, but that it wasn't cheating.
What was the conduct?
This is like high school. I'm not going to put my high school boyfriend on blast. He's a good
man. Oh, okay. All right.
He's married now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway, I guess like if it was something more gray like that, I get it. But if it's straight up cheating, I would say something. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, also, I feel like it's even easier now. If he's cheated on her multiple times, she'd just be like, dang, okay.
Yeah. Telling her is not the same as saying, I won't come to your wedding if you don't leave him. You're just giving her the information.
Right. it sounds like she's not going to have a happy life with this guy regardless. So you're not really if anything, you're introducing like very, very small marginal unhappiness into the whole situation.
Yeah.
Okay. Help. My husband just announced his beachwear plan for our vacation. God save us all.
So mean.
This seems kind of mean. Dear Prudence, my family is planning a trip to the beach next month and my husband wants to wear a Speedo. If I'm being completely honest, he doesn't have a body that's viewer friendly.
Oh my God.
Parentheses, he's allergic to exercise. Can you give me a way to suggest to him that he should go with something less revealing? Signed, go easy on the eyes of others.
Oh, I hate that. I think that's so mean.
It's kind of a mean-spirited way to put this. Like, even if you're somewhat concerned, like, okay, if you're somewhat concerned that other people will like make fun of him or something like that, that's maybe one thing, and even that needs discussion. But to be like, oh, he doesn't have the body for it, and he's like doing something bad to all of us, and like he's disgusting, kind of evidences a deeper disdain for your husband.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think also the impulse to be like, you're actually embarrassed of your husband. That's what it is. Like, it's not like you don't know how other people perceive other people's bodies. And like, it's really none of your business what your husband wears and whether or not it's appropriate. Like, it sounds like you're embarrassed by his body, which is really hurtful.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like your job is just to build up your partner. Yeah, I don't think
in all cases.
Yeah, I'm a little hardcore about that. And I understand that, like, I don't think that necessarily is unequivocally what's right, but that is what's right for me. Like, I don't feel that you should give feedback.
I think we diverge on this a little bit because I think you should.
Careful, because I think you're gonna sound worse than you are because you would never give.
I don't have your.
Oh, sorry.
I have the mic now, but go ahead.
I was just gonna say you should be careful how you phrase this because I feel like it could be easily misconstrued because you would never give me feedback that I looked unattractive. Obviously, that's not what it is.
No. I mean more fundamental, like as a general rule of a relationship. I do feel like your partner should challenge you in some ways. Like, you don't have to be validating in every circumstance, but yeah, certainly, like, you shouldn't be mean-spirited. Like, this is very mean-spirited.
I personally think with aesthetics specifically, I think that there is like a high level of subjectivity. And I think that,
not just subjectivity, but also you have to understand. It's a moment in which you need to also interrogate what is driving your desires and your beliefs in that moment, because you're then trying to import them onto another person. And maybe you decide like, okay, yeah, I've interrogated myself. I know where it's coming from. And then this is a value I have that is downstream of a thing that some people deem to be shallow. And so then you have a fundamental value like gap between you and your partner. And then that's something to work out.
Yeah, I think that's a more noble version of this. Like, I guess, like, there's a world in which she could be saying this for modesty reasons. It seems like actually she just doesn't like his body. But, like, right, if she was making more of, like, a modesty argument just for argument's sake, I guess that is, like, yeah, like, it's kind of like, I think you just have to respect with something as personal as dress in someone's body, like, the way they choose to present themselves. And I think, like, a lot of these things are highly contextual. Like, there are many places in the world where, like, men wear Speedos and it's just, like, a normal thing. You know, it's not, like, it's just not something that's cut and dry.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who wear Speedos and they're not Arnold Schwarzenegger or like the paragon of fitness, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I personally really like I just really appreciate when people are like comfortable in their bodies and like I don't care what they're wearing. So I feel like that's just like a better ethos to have.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. My girlfriend and I planned an experiment in bed. Now we both feel incredibly sorry. He uses a pseudonym. I've been dating Anna for a couple of months. We get on well and sex is amazing. She's very adventurous and has encouraged me to explore several kinks I've never quite had the nerve to pursue before, which has been a lot of fun. About 2 weeks ago, we tried some very light impact play. I was on top of her, thrusting, blah, 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 and as we planned, I slapped her. It almost immediately... He just says he slapped her. I'm assuming in the face. It almost immediately felt wrong, and I had to stop the encounter. Things haven't been the same since. Jesus Christ, how hard did you slap her? it's not it's not supposed to reverberate throughout time. That's crazy. I'm not even sure why, because she's completely fine with how things worked out. We tried it. It turned out it wasn't fun. End of story, right? But I can't seem to get over it, and now she's getting all apologetic about agreeing to it, which makes the whole thing worse. I'm not sure how to break this cycle here.
That's like thoughtful. It sounds like, well, I'm glad that it wasn't her reaction. Even though it's still hard to, maybe like it brought up feelings for him. It could be a number of different things that he didn't expect.
Like his dad slapped him or something.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know this man, but like, yeah, maybe he just like felt shame, or like it sounds like it didn't feel sexy. So that's like good data.
But like, why dwell on it?
Yeah, it sounds like something deeper is going on there that I think maybe it would make him feel better to just realize it's not about his partner, and he should just kind of figure out what it is that got triggered for him.
Should you slap your partner?
If they ask for it, yeah, I mean, that's fine.
In the face?
Yeah, I'm very much of the mind that like two consenting adults, if they're not doing any like lasting physical or psychological harm, can do basically whatever they want. I mean, slapping there's some crazy shit out there. Slapping's not so bad.
Yeah.
But I think it's also worth like thinking about like, yeah, like sometimes you try something and you we've done not that, but other things that you're just like, oh,
whoa.
In concept, you can't know till you try it. So
I'm gonna cut that part out.
Why? I didn't even say what it was. I just said I think it's good to have a relationship where you're comfortable experimenting, but part of experimenting is like you're gonna find things you don't like, and that should be expected.
All right, let's keep this halal.
Okay, you've read this question.
Yeah.
Don't cut me.
Okay. Okay, last one.
Are you cutting me off?
Yeah. Let's move on. My boyfriend can afford lavish gifts and extravagant vacations, so what he gives me instead feels like an insult. Dear Prudence, I'm a 38-year-old woman, and I've been in a monogamous romantic relationship with Oliver, who is about my age, for 8 years. Ugh. Yeah. red flag number 1. I love him with all my heart, and all my friends and family think he's perfect. Further, they all think I'm extremely lucky to have found Oliver because I have a disfiguring birth defect that caused me to have next to no luck dating with. Yeah. Oliver's a complicated guy. You think maybe this is like the woman who was slapped by the previous guy, and he slapped her so hard.
Keep on reading.
Oh. He was born into money, lost both parents while an undergraduate, like Batman, and inherited a complicated mishmash of trust funds and investments, as well as a huge but now badly maintained house. He has an Ivy League degree, but instead of working a paying job, which he doesn't need, he spends 40 to 50 plus hours a week volunteering at a homeless shelter, a no-kill animal shelter, a rehab center, and a public library.
A lot of places to volunteer.
Yeah.
Oh, but he doesn't work. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Which serves mainly as a free social service center. He pays all of his own medical expenses out of pocket, including about $5,000 on 2 occasions when he's needed rabies shots due to animal bites. I would say if that's at the no-kill shelter, I would say they should transform it into a must-kill shelter at that point. He always has multiple recovering addicts and ex-homeless people staying rent-free in his many spare bedrooms, which is the main reason we still aren't living together 8 years on. Jesus Christ. Okay, this is long. All right, so she's dating Mother Teresa. So Oliver is obviously an incredibly good person, but these last few years I've struggled with the persistent thoughts that this is not the same as being a good partner. Oliver has never bought me a romantic present, just practical stuff. Hiking shoes, cooking utensils I could have bought myself. He talks all the time about the wonderful international vacations he took with his parents growing up, but has never taken me anywhere but tent camping in nearby parks. I used to hope he would pay for the cosmetic surgery my insurance won't cover, but he's never offered, and I'd never have the nerve to flat out ask. I've even wondered in dark moments if he sees being with me as one more form of charitable self-abasement. but at the same time, maybe subconsciously feels I'm not worth the flowers, jewelry, or trips to France and Italy that an attractive woman with a prestigious education would be. I used to want a family, but I wouldn't want my child to grow up in a home where I don't feel comfortable or feel like they take seventh or eighth place in their father's life. So I resigned myself to being child free and trying to feel that it's for the best. Oliver still talks about maybe having a kid someday, but I doubt he even realizes my some days are running out. In short, I'm not completely happy, but I don't know if this is the closest thing I can hope to get to being happy. On the one hand, everyone I know will scream at me and call me an idiot if I leave Oliver, and I know the alternative for me is more likely being alone for the rest of my life than finding someone better. On the other hand, leaving him would be better for the world than trying to change him, because that way only I would suffer rather than countless needy people and animals getting less of his time and money. Jesus Christ, this is insufferable. I need a push if I'm going to leave, and I need some strength if I'm going to stay. Please help. Signed, Tattered and Torn. This is someone with some sort of like Christ Messiah complex. And
The guy or her?
Her.
Maybe both of them.
I don't know. He just seems like he's chilling and enjoying his life and volunteering.
I don't know. I've got a bunch of thoughts. First of all, I didn't mean to laugh at the fact that she has some kind of, I don't remember what it was, like abnormal.
Her face is fucked up.
Yeah, I didn't mean to laugh at that. It just was like kind of left field. That's why I was laughing, not at her like pain. I'm sure that's hard.
To be clear, I was laughing at her pain.
Okay, I think the first thing is, why are you with someone 8 years and you're not engaged or married?
Red flag.
Yeah, that seems like
if he wanted to, he would.
Yeah, especially in your 30s. Like, that's when we're all getting serious. Like, it's one thing if you're in your 20s, like, that's more understandable. But, like, 30s, you're 38, like, you might want kids. Like, I think this person just needs a little more self-respect to ask them what they want. And I think not to be afraid. It's not even an ultimatum. It's more like a clarifying. I mean, I think you honestly already have your answer because it's been 8 years. But if you want to like not have regret, you could just straight up be like, hey, what's our plan? Like, you just, yeah, like you can't just like keep on going without, you deserve that. And I think, yeah, I think also just like, it's kind of sad. Like, it seems like a self-esteem issue, like assuming you'll never find someone else again. Like, that must not feel good to be in a partnership where you assume that everyone sees you as a charity case. Like, if you can find one person, I guarantee you can find another. There'll be different dynamics in every relationship, but it just sounds like this is all you know, potentially. Uh-huh. And in terms of the finances thing, I don't really know how to relate to that, because I personally felt when I was dating that I never would have combined finances. I think that a lot of that has to do with how I was raised. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I just kind of like, it never occurred to me to do that. But then if you're like in your 30s and you're together for 8 years, I don't really know what that looks like. So I don't really know if I can give advice. Like,
she's fixated. I think it's weird that she's fixated on either considering a gift being him paying for her cosmetic surgery. Maybe he just doesn't see it as a defect the same way you do, and that's why he hasn't offered, and he just thinks that you are fine the way you are, and it's not something that he would initiate saying, hey, we should fix this and I'll pay for the surgery, first of all. So maybe consider that. The other part is she says that he buys her practical things like hiking boots and kitchen stuff. Why are those not considered gifts? You know, like, I guess to be charitable, I think maybe she feels like there's not really any romantic element to those things, but it sounds like they also do some activities like camp and hike. And I don't know, if she just doesn't like those things, then you don't like those things and you and your partner are not really compatible. I think it would be fair to say, hey, I want like some like cutesy things, you know, and maybe it's like, I would own the fact maybe it's a little materialistic, but it makes you feel good, and that's reason in and of itself if it's something that you can both agree to. But yeah, I think the fixation on material gift is a little bit weird and a little bit worrisome. And I also feel like this person, you know, she's saying she's 38, but she's also resigned herself to not having kids, because it seems like she's implying that she used to want a family but didn't want the kid to take 7th or 8th place in their father's life. So she resigned herself to being child free. So she's suffering because, and it seems like she's connecting the fact that he's not getting her gifts with the idea that he would not be a good father because he wouldn't get the children gifts. I just don't understand that.
I think, to be fair, I don't think the gift thing was necessarily the connection there. I mean, maybe it was part of it, but I think also just like an age thing. And she's saying he's not thinking about my age, that my time is running out. Like, it doesn't sound like they don't have a plan. You know what I mean?
But those seem separate. She's like, I think she's saying that he's not thinking about her time, but that's separate from the fact that she says, I used to want a family, but I wouldn't want my child to grow up in a home where I don't feel comfortable or feel like they take 7th or 8th place.
Yeah, but I think that they both are culpable. Like, it isn't thoughtful if you are with someone who biologically has a window to have their child to like not have that conversation. I mean, she should initiate it too, but I think they're both at fault for that. And I think also, I mean, like having people in the house, while an extreme form of charity that is laudable, I do wonder if in a certain way he's doing that because he doesn't want this woman to like move.
He doesn't want to spend time with her. Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, because at a certain point, there's like a little bit of like a put on your own life mask. Like, of course you should like do everything you can, but like,
oh, sorry, babe, we can't hang out. I'm running a methadone clinic tonight
in my home. Yeah, like with you, like build your own life and then you support others. Like, there is something to that. Like, if you want like a nuclear family, you know. But going back to the gift thing, I think this is the complicated thing about like finances in terms of like power dynamics, because like I thought it was so cute when you were like, he gets her practical gifts, because I feel like you like very practical gifts and like you would see that as an act of love if someone got you like something that was very thoughtful, that like worked very well and was well designed. But I think the thing about giving gifts is you're supposed to give gifts that people want, you know what I mean? So there is something kind of there, but I think it's also, she's in an awkward position. Like, if you're like, should this person be paying for you? I don't subscribe to that. Like, I know that is kind of like a old school, or maybe not old school, but like sort of like a product of like a second wave feminism kind of mentality. But like, I don't think that men should automatically pay for everything. I think that you should have like joint finances, but you're not in a clearly delineated relationship where you've agreed to that kind of dynamic. So like, it's just kind of an awkward in between, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think the person who maybe early on, if there's such a great disparity that it just makes more sense for one person to pay, then that's who should pay. Like, it doesn't matter, right? I kind of tend to see like the money that people bring in together as one pot. Like, it just shouldn't matter if you're actually trying to get to know the person or if you love the person and are in a relationship with them. And if it's the woman who's making more money, then I think that is actually the man in the relationship. So therefore the man is always paying.
I see. Like, metaphorical man. Yeah, but that's what creates a complicated power dynamic, right? Because if you're the one who's paying for everything, it's up to you what is frivolous and what is like, and what is necessary. And like, you know, to this guy, housing people is necessary. And to this woman who like has a lot of self-esteem issues because of this birth defect or whatever, maybe surgery is necessary, like, to her, you know what I mean? Like, few things in life are actually necessary besides like shelter and food. So everything else is kind of variable. And if you don't have an equal partnership or you have like an equal power dynamic, then like, yeah, you're not going to get a say in those decisions. And that is awkward, but you're kind of choosing to stay in this dynamic.
Yeah. I feel like if you're just not comfortable or happy in the relationship and it's been 8 years, you're kind of wasting your time.
Yeah, it seems like you're just staying out of fear that no one else will love you, and that's like not like a good enough reason to stay.
Stop being so whiny.
Yeah, you deserve happiness. Also, yeah, I do think the money thing is complicated. Like, I know people who have stayed in relationships longer than they would have if it wasn't for financial support, and like I know people who are like also the other way, who like stay because they feel like they have to support this person. And so I think that is like a complicated dynamic. I don't really have much other insight besides that.
Yeah. You were constantly begging for little gifts.
I was
when we first started dating.
I was so strict about that, and then you buttered me up and I calmed down pretty quickly. But you were the first person, which makes sense because we got serious very fast, but I I also wasn't in many serious relationships, to be fair. But I never I never had anyone provide for me that way. I never had that expectation. And also I think I would have found it uncomfortable.
I'd come home with a bouquet of flowers. She'd be like, "Where's my diamonds? Where are my rubies? Where's my pony?"
No, I kept on trying to split everything. And then like a month in, I was like, okay, whatever, you can pay for it.
I was like, "You broke ass, overdrafted, trying to Uber Eats a fucking McDonald's milkshake again."
Don't shame me.
Okay, you want to, there's one more?
Yeah.
Last one? All right, this is the last one. My sister is using magic to try and steal the one thing most precious to me. Dear Prudence, I believe my sister is doing magic to try to take my husband. Before anyone dismisses this outright, understand that I come from a culture where magic is taken seriously. I'm not asking whether it exists. What I am struggling with is whether that is what I'm seeing. The problem is that I don't have proof. Okay. What I do have is a sister who seems unusually interested in my husband. She asks about him constantly. She wants to know where he is, what he's doing, whether we're happy, whether we're fighting, whether he's stressed. When we're all together, her attention seems fixed on him. She laughs at everything he says. She remembers tiny details about his life that I have forgotten. On its own, maybe that wouldn't mean much. What troubles me is the way my husband has changed. He used to be polite toward my sister, but not especially close to her. Now he brings her up in conversation when nobody else has mentioned her. He goes out of his way to defend her. If I say something as harmless as that was a strange thing for her to do, he reacts as though I've insulted him personally. A few times I've caught him staring off into space after talking with her. The most unsettling part is that he seems irritated with me in ways he never used to be. Small disagreements become arguments. Things that once rolled off his back now provoke a sharp response. Meanwhile, he has endless patience for my sister. Maybe there is an ordinary explanation for all of this, but from where I'm sitting, it feels as though the closer she tries to get to him, the more distant he becomes from me. I can't shake the feeling that she wants my marriage, or at least the attention she sees my husband is giving me. And because I was raised with stories of what people can do when jealousy takes hold, I can't ignore the possibility that magic is part of it. How do you handle a situation when you can't prove what you suspect, but every instinct tells you that someone is working against your marriage? Signs something doesn't feel right. This is a poor lady, kind of. I feel sorry for her a little bit. Yeah, because
I'm more sorry for the last lady.
I mean, she's sorry, lady. You're crazy. I don't mean to tell you that you're crazy, but you're crazy. I just feel like, first of all, it's not magic. It sounds like your sister is actually asking about him and interested in what he has to say. Meanwhile, you admit you're like, I don't even remember that. So maybe he's just reacting to someone seemingly being interested. But I feel like if she does feel like there's something there, it feels like a thing that's self-reinforcing, where she's telling herself that this thing is true and therefore making it true. I don't know. What do you think? I don't want to put it all on her, but it sounds like she's
maybe like magical. Whatever, magic aside, if you feel like there's inappropriate tension between your sister and your husband, I think saying that it's all your sister's magic, if that were true, is really letting your husband off the hook. Like, if that's the case, then like you have two issues. Like,
yeah.
If you trust your partner, you just that should never cross your mind, especially with your sister. So yeah, I mean, maybe she's right that something is off, but I don't think she has to prove or disprove magic to just be like, hey, something's off.
So you don't think it's magic?
I mean, I guess the trick is that if it's magic, she could still love her husband and hate her sister. She could be like, well, he was bewitched. But if he really loved you, would he have been so easily bewitched?
That's true. Actually, okay, this is a good question. If your man cheats on you, and he says it was a magic spell and there's no proof of it, just like there's no proof here, what do you do if you trust him?
You dump him.
Why?
Because that's not a real thing.
It's magic, though.
we have free will as discussed.
No, magic takes away your free will.
Yeah, I mean, like,
You should say, "Oh my God, my poor husband. I'm so sorry that happened to you."
I'm trying to think of something that I could actually picture happening. Like, okay, like what if like your partner has a psychotic episode and they cheat during a psychotic episode? Like, okay, like they truly were not in control. Like that's like to be fair, maybe magic. Like that's an explanation I could understand.
Wait, are you saying it's possible that someone would have a psychotic episode and then it would make them have sex?
That actually happens often.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, it's it's a hard thing, but like I mean, if you truly are having a psychotic episode, some psychotic episodes, like, I mean, it's kind of icky because we don't have to get into it, but like, I mean, yeah, you're not making your own decisions, so.
Okay. Okay. So then, what do you do?
I mean, that's the only scenario I can think in which I would forgive someone, but it would be very difficult.
What if he's like, I keep having psychotic episodes. I tried so hard, but I just keep having sex with these women.
Yeah, I mean, it's complicated because it's like, okay, what is their ability to control the situation? Like, what, you're not in their mind, even though you know that they are not well. There's still like elements of their personality that are still there, so that'd be really hard. But I mean, yeah, like there have been some forms of like bipolar, for example, are highly correlated with like risky sexual behavior.
But to be clear, this man is under a powerful spell.
Right. I'm just trying to think about like a framework in which like I could see someone as not cheating when they had sex with someone else. And this is like the closest analogy I can come up with.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So I think if you believe it's magic done by your sister, then your husband is absolutely blameless no matter what he does. And you should address it with your sister and maybe try to sneak into her house while she's not there and see if there's any sort of altar that you can find. If she has a cat, you should kill it because that's probably her familiar.
It's like that movie we just watched.
What movie?
Where he was like getting fed the cat, or she was feeding the cat to him.
We watched a movie in which someone got a cat fed to?
Yeah, the one, Obsession.
Oh yeah, like Obsession. Yeah, so if you sneak into her house, find her witch's altar, kill her cat, maybe on like a night of like a full moon or something, stake outside of her house and see if she transforms into her like actual form. Maybe go into her closet and see if there's just full of, what do they call, what do the witches wear?
I don't know.
Like a black dress?
Yeah, robes maybe.
Yeah, that's more of a wizard warlock thing.
That's true.
And Khalijis.
I think you. I think that you have to do counter magic. I think you need to find someone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to like nazar her.
You have to hire a bruja.
Yeah, you gotta. I think you gotta. This is kind of sad though, but if it's really come to that, I guess you need to like put a curse on your sister.
A counter curse.
Yeah.
A defensive curse.
I think like go on the offensive.
Interesting.
Go after her partner or whatever she cares about.
Why wouldn't you then just counter curse your husband and make him hate your sister?
I don't know how it all works. Whatever is most effective according to your local sorcerer.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, definitely consult with your local sorcerer and then they'll be able to advise you on the best course of action.
Yeah. But like the real answer is it sounds like you don't want to accept. Either one, three things are possible. One, you're incredibly insecure and nothing is happening. Two, something is happening, but you're using magic as an explanation to not get mad at your husband. Three, there's a real curse and you got to figure that out.
Yeah, agreed. Okay. This has been a bonus episode of The Field Between. Goodbye.